Hello, everybody. How are you today? I hope that this Sunday has turned out to be a very nice day for you, as it has for me. Or if you're watching this on Monday morning or Monday evening or Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day this week you see it, I hope that your day is going well. I wanted to do a little video this evening today to I want to come on here to talk about something that I don't know, it just dawned on me for just a few minutes ago regarding fear. You know, it seems like everywhere we look in society, there's always something that's out to scare us half to death. I mean, it's like every time you turn around, like, okay, if you watch the news, I watch the news every day. Get up watching in the morning, go to bed watching it at night. Well, if you watch the news all the time, quite naturally you're going to hear a lot of bad reports, things happening, a lot of crime, and stuff concerning jobs, and places going out of business, and of course we know about the war in Ukraine and all that. Well, my thing is this, while I like to be informed on what's happening in the world and I try to stay on top of things, sometimes that stuff can get to you if you let it, it comes to a point where you have to tune some of that stuff out. Now, and then while we're talking about the news, let's talk about some of the reports on the news. Like, for example, last week they were talking about, and I think I've heard this more than once, but I really paid attention to it last week. They were saying something about, like say if you eat processed foods, certain things that we buy in the stores or what have you, like frozen pizza. You put it in the oven, get it hot and stuff. Well, last week on the news, they were talking about frozen pizza and other processed foods can cause colorectal cancer, particularly in men. And I mean, now while I don't indulge on a lot of this stuff regularly, it's very seldom that I eat frozen pizzas and stuff. It just makes you wonder. I mean, what is it about fear that causes people to want to, I don't know what it is. It's like some folks thrive on scaring the hell out of folk. For a lack of better. I mean, it's like they love to, keep y'all riled up, keep everybody upset, and have you ripping and running, going to do this and do. And we already know about fear. Just look at what has been going on over the last couple of years. Let's go back to 2020. We'll talk about that. Okay, when the pandemic started, and COVID was threatening to shut everything down, and it did shut a lot of places down. People were off work, and people couldn't get out and go anywhere or do anything. And I mean, they had us all shook up. I was like, man, and that led me to making some choices that I wish that I hadn't made, particularly with certain foods, because I was a little bit concerned myself, because I didn't know how long this pandemic was going to last. I didn't know exactly how bad things were going to get. And so I resorted to buying certain food items that I typically would not have bought, cheap bread. And I found myself eating too much of that bread, loading up on crackers, I'm talking about dumping crackers off in my soup and my salad. It was ridiculous. And I knew that wasn't called for, but I mean, it was just what was going on at that moment. You know, we all were making bad choices, but we were making these choices out of fear based on what they had told us on the news. You know, what Dr. Fauci was telling us and what we heard on CNN and you know, ABC and CBS and all of them. They had us scared around here, buying up all the toilet paper, getting all the Clorox and all the Lysol and you name it. And and then think about this, you know, think about some of the things that doctors tell us sometimes regarding our health, you know, and that can cause fear, you know, telling us that we may only have a certain amount of time left to live if we do this or don't do that or what have you, or we don't stop doing it. I mean, I've seen it all, you know, and that's what was on my mind this afternoon. You know, I don't know what it is, but it's like, and this is not just here in the United States. I mean, I believe this is a global thing, but it seems more prevalent to us here in America because, I mean, we experience this on a daily basis. You know, they're always coming out with something that is meant to scare us and, you know, frighten us into doing this and doing that, you know, telling us what we ought not do and telling us what we need to be doing, because if we don't, then, you know. But then fear goes even further. You look at in these churches and in religion, you know, they want to tell us that if we don't live right and we don't adhere to a particular doctrine or a certain belief, that we will perish, you know, and we're subject to burn for all eternity. But what if I told you that the only way that any of us could ever burn is if we maintained this natural form that we're in right now, these earth suits, as I refer to them, these avatars, you know, which is not the real us, by the way. The real us resides on the inside of these shells. It's the part that will live on forever after these avatars have gone on. And that part of us, the part that lives on forever, which is the spirit, is the real us. And spirits don't die. Neither do spirits burn or decay, and they can't be destroyed. The only thing you can destroy is this flesh and these bones, you know, these muscles and this skin. That's the only thing that could ever be destroyed, even in a fire, as we've seen in many instances where people have been burned in a house fire or something like that, or trapped in a car and couldn't get out in time, where their flesh burned, you know, like third-degree burns and things like that over their bodies. But spirit doesn't burn. So that's something that they use to scare us. That's a fear tactic. And there have been many fear tactics that have been used to keep us under control and to keep us subjective to their rules and regulations and things like that all throughout our lives. So I just wanted to come on here this evening to talk about that for a brief moment. And whatever you do, try not to allow fear to control you, because it can do a heck of a lot of damage if you're not careful. So I thank you so much, and I hope that you have gained something from it. And I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you or whatever. And until next time, I hope you have a very good day and a very good week. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.